It's game over. You were witnessing a force to be fraction. Grinding for gracious. Moving and tasking. Ruling the rest cause the movement's electric. This is our house and it's built by legends. Yeah. If they
back to the line of scrimmage, he'll throw it left side. It's up for grabs.
Standing like a brick wall to your best shot. Ain't no victory that can't be won. When you rockin' with the city made of champions. Come on. It's time to bring the thunder. Make the ground shake when we come. Come on. When we strike down, what you go? Come on. Make the ground shake when we come. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Here we go now.
And he's tripped up and
Let's
sacked.
go. Let's go. Let's go get one more.
Welcome into the Bixby Spartan Football Coaches Show, sponsored by Chick-fil-A, which says eat more chicken. And opening week, you can go home again, they say. Sand Springs, Lauren, a big win. Your guys look pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's always great to go back to Sand Springs. A bunch of familiar faces for me over there. They do a good job of coming out for the games. There was a great crowd, and it was their first game. It was actually our second game because we played 0 week, but our guys got off the bus and started really fast, and man, I thought we played really hard.
All right, one of the top teams there in 6A too. We'll have some highlights coming up. Big week, obviously. Waldo's Chicken brings us our practice players of the week.
Yeah, we got a couple guys doing really good stuff. Our practice player captain, 2-year starter at nose guard for us, just does some really good things, and he's Mr. Consistency, Hector Garcia. Had to ask him to practice a little on both sides of the ball this week as he provided a little depth for us at guard. We had an injury, and so, and then also young Matt Conestan. He's a slot wide receiver for us, just real elusive. Had a great JV game Monday and gave us a great look all week in practice. So those guys are doing some really good stuff for us.
All right, Spartans on the road at Sand Springs. We'll have your first half highlights when we come back. Proud sponsors of the Bixby Football Coaches Show are Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Conrad's Roofing. When every nail counts, call Conrad's Roofing. Waldo's Chicken, where it's always made from scratch. BTC Broadband, stay connected with us. American Waste, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Now in Orthodontics, transforming smiles. Roush Coleman Homes, improving quality of life one home at a time. Oklahoma Promo, products that inspire. Mabry Bank, because you matter. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, the results you want, the care you deserve. TTCU, life is better in balance. And by Explorer Pipeline.
Hi, I'm Macy, and I'm a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing you'll love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is the Dijon mustard with the pretzel bun. The Dijon mustard gives it a kick. It's a new fall flavor that fits right in.
Real team member paid for their testimonial.
People think we just pick up garbage, but what we're really doing? Powering homes, fueling progress, building a cleaner Tulsa one truckload at a time. American Waste Control, presenting sponsor of the annual Tulsa Christmas Parade and proud sponsor of Bixby Spartan football. Come out and cheer for our Bixby Spartans with your local waste and recycling hauler at each home game.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
Back on the Bixby Spartan Football Coaches Show, and week 1 after the 0 week, you open at Sand Springs. And a good 6A2 team there.
Yeah, without a doubt. Easton Webb, a Division I quarterback, is going to Texas State to play, and then Don Forbes, their talented wide receiver that had 1,500 yards last year, and you'll see on tape what a talented football player he is.
Spartans, Sandites, first half highlights brought to us by Conrad's Roofing.
Sand Springs won the toss and elected to come out on offense first and did a good job getting a little bit of pressure, forcing a bad throw right off the bat. And you'll see right here Cord Nolan up in the quarterback's face, and Tyler Wright had his first of 3 interceptions to get us the ball there quickly. And then we come out and we're throwing the wide receiver screen game to the boundary. I think that's Nate Gonzalez showing off his wonderful speed, and then hit the reverse. And I want you to watch right tackle Gavin Wilson and our quarterback Carson Kirby lead blocking all the way down the field right here for Braden Presley, who gets us in for a first score of the evening. And then you'll of course see us bottle everything up inside. I think that's Nate Hobbs from his outside linebacker position, doing a really good job of setting a hard edge and stopping that run game. And then we come back here with the sweep. You see an excellent block right there by Sam DeWoody. That's Jason Mull showing off his great speed and balance out off the edge. And then Carson drops back and does a good job hitting Braden Presley on the slant route back to the middle of the field. And then Carter Bell does a good job out of the jumbo package on the fullback dive, getting his first varsity touchdown. Carter's done such a good job blocking for so long. Right there you'll see Joe Peters from his nose guard position. Very, very physical, doing good stuff, getting pressure on the quarterback right here with our guys. Force another interception in this one is a pick 6 by Tyler Wright. Tyler does a good job of getting it in the end zone. He's had a lot of good games here on this field at Sand Springs. And then right here, Sand Springs does a good job of spitting the bubble out. They had a great scheme, did a good job getting the ball in their skill guys' hands. And then I think that might be Trey McLaughlin back in from his outside linebacker position. He's starting to get healthy and get more and more snaps. And then Cord Nolan right there showing off his speed from the Texas Tech commit. And so right here, Carson spitting the ball out. Nate Gonzalez just so smooth out in space, does a good job, picks up a great block right there out on the edge. I think that may have been sophomore Reed Hack. And then drop back right here, and we find sophomore Connor Arendt on the throwback or the wheel route to our tight end. And so good look there. And then right here, you'll see Easton Webb showing his quick release, doing a good job. Sand Springs puts together a pretty good drive right there. They hit number 2, Dom Forbes, such a talented wide receiver, one of the best wide receivers in the state. And then getting down close into our territory, and Tyler Wright on the 100-yard interception. Look at Trey McLaughlin, look at Jack Gill, all of our guys right here. Braden Presley doing a great job of not getting a penalty for blocking behind the line. Just doing a good job with a flyby, and that's something Coach Flowers, our defensive guys, actually practice because we understand that penalties are devastating. And then right there, Nate Hobbs from his outside linebacker position showing his physicality. Dawson Madden getting good pressure. Hector Garcia up inside and forcing another interception right there to Braden Presley. Defensive backfield having a big night. Sand Springs is a real throw-heavy team. And then you see Gabe Blankenship right here on the counter sweep doing an excellent job getting behind that offensive line. Jake Nilsson in at the center position, young junior right there, and then we hit the speed sweep right here to Nate Gonzalez. Nate doing a good job picking up good yardage, and right here, excellent pass right here by Carson to Emery Snyder on the slant. Emery doing a good job picking up yards after catch right there and taking what the defense has given us in that situation. And then once again right here, risky pass, but Braden shows off the great strength in his hands, picking up that slant pattern and picking up positive yards once again. Brian Jones, BJ Jones doing a good job right there. Excellent running back, and he does a good job of bouncing the counter play, picking up positive yardage. He had another really good night and doing excellent things. And then Tyler Wright on the bubble, doing really good stuff out in the open field. Tyler getting it done on both sides of the ball. And then right here, we hit the shovel pass to Gabe Blankenship, and Gabe's really coming on, an excellent running back. He's got an offer from Northeastern State University where his dad played. Tyler Wright right there on the speed sweep, doesn't quite get in, but we're able to punch it in right here. And we get it in the end zone with Jack Gill, and Jack running the jumbo package, doing some really good stuff for us. So that takes us to halftime with a score of 42-7.
All right, Spartans up big on the road at Sand Springs. Second half highlights when we come back.
Craving comfort? Waldo's Chicken and Beer has you covered. Sink your teeth into our crispy southern fried or juicy rotisserie chicken. And don't forget our scratch-made sides like mac and cheese plus our original sauces. So grab a beer and get clucking to Waldo's. 71st and Yale, Broken Arrow, and Inawasa. Waldo'sChicken.com.
Some build legacies on the field.
He's around the edge. He's in. The Spartans win the state championship.
While others build them over your head. But if you want a winning roof, call Conrad's Roofing.
Looking for better home internet? At BTC Broadband, we've proudly served Bixby for more than 100 years, connecting our community's homes, schools, and businesses. We're your local source for fast, reliable home internet, with plans starting at just $47 a month. Get reliable service and speeds up to 1 gig on our growing fiber network, backed by friendly, local support you can count on. Call 918-366-8000 to sign up today.
People think we just pick up garbage, but what we're really doing? Powering homes, fueling progress, building a cleaner Tulsa one truckload at a time. American Waste Control, presenting sponsor of the annual Tulsa Christmas Parade and proud sponsor of Bixby Spartan football. Come out and cheer for our Bixby Spartans with your local waste and recycling hauler at each home game.
We're back on the Bixby Spartan Football Coaches Show, which is sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Spartans up 42-7. They're at half at Sand Springs, and a fairly clean first half.
Yeah, I tell you what, really good for us being able to ball hawk the way we were, create a couple of takeaways. That's something we didn't do in our first game, and so we were excited. And then coming in at halftime, we have some guys that are really, really close that need some meaningful varsity reps that we started trying to work in towards the end of the first half and then at the beginning of the second half as well. But it's always important, especially when you're playing a team as potent as Sand Springs, that you start out the second half quickly and don't let them creep back into the game.
All right, we'll take a look at these second half highlights now. These are brought to you by BTC Broadband.
Coming back out here in the second half, we hit the counter play right here to B.J. Jones, another good run by him. Really grown. He's 20 pounds heavier than he was last year, doing really good stuff. And then we hit the bubble screen out here to Nate Gonzalez, and Nate showing off his talent as he always does. Carson scrambling right here, and then does a good job finding the wide receiver, finding Emory Snyder down the field. Emory's such a big target right there, and so good chain mover right there. Good job extending the play by Carson. Catcher to Hart on the slant play. I thought it was an excellent catch. Catcher's really doing some good stuff for us and coming on. He's just so solid. Braden Presley, a wide receiver on another slant route. Braden, another big target, and always seems to come up and make big plays when it counts, which is what you want your playmakers to do. So good job moving the pile there. You see Cord Nolan in with his leadership. Junior Jackson Dorsey right there with an excellent block on the counter play and getting Jason Mull into the end zone, showing off his physicality and excellent balance. And then we get the defense back out here, and you'll see some guys running around on the field right there. They complete one out on the edge. Tyler Wright in coverage does a good job. And then good pressure right here by the defense, and they hit Don Forbes again on a underneath route, and just those two have a special connection over at Sand Springs. So right here, we hand the ball off, and this is Gabe Blankenship on another good carry, getting in behind Jake Nielsen, Gavin Wilson, and those guys. And then right here, long yardage play on fourth down, so we tried to hitch and pitch, weren't able to pick it up, and got to get the defense back out there, but our defense doing good. Young Ben Puckett right there on a big play. Ben's one of those guys that we worked in early, and he did some really good stuff. And you see Ben Savon in on the defensive line doing a good job getting some pressure, and Ben Puckett right there on the big hit, showing off the infamous Puckett shark as a celebration there, and good pressure right there. Joe Peters had a really good game, a big week for him, and then we come back. Big block right there by senior Matt Helton, handing the ball off right there to Jamel Holt. Jamel doing really good stuff. He's a big physical guy. We spit the screen out to him here, and he's getting some good blocking down the field. See Andrew Havens, young junior, doing some good stuff. He's going to be a really good player for us. And then we hit the counter play right here to Jamel. He does a good job sticking his foot in the ground and getting vertical. And once again, Matt Helton, Andrew Havens doing a good job on the protection out front, and I believe that sophomore Reed Hack that we hit the pivot route on, and then coming back right here, Ty Montgomery, junior running back. Ty's really coming on. He's bounced back well from an off-season injury that he had. And here he is again, getting up inside, picking up positive yardage, moving the chains. Such a physical, hard runner. I love the way he trains too. Jamel Holt, getting in behind Big Jackson Dorsey, downfield, getting after some guys, downfield blocking. Tons and tons of effort, tons of hustle, which we love. Once again, Ty Montgomery right here doing a good job of getting in behind his blockers and then finally sticking his foot in the ground and being physical. And then here he is again. We hit the counter play up inside. Does a good job carrying some defenders. His helmet comes off. Otherwise, he would have gotten this touchdown. But unfortunately, they ripped his helmet off. He had to come off the field. And then we handed it to Jamel Holt. And getting into the end zone right there, Jamel, I think that is his first varsity touchdown, so we're excited for a lot of those guys that got into the game, and that takes us to our final score of 56-7.
All right, Spartans with the win on the road, and our final stats brought to us by Explorer Pipeline.
Yeah, and a very good evening. 22 first downs. We had 356 yards of total offense. 122 through the air, 241 on the ground. Penalties, we did a good job limiting our penalties with just 4 for 46 yards. We had the one turnover on fourth down there. Well, on third down. We want to clean that up. Carson Kirby, passing 19 for 122 yards, 19 receptions for completions for 122 yards. Rushing, Ty Montgomery had 4 for 47 yards. Braden Presley had the one big reverse for 43 yards. Jason Mall had four carries for 31 yards. Receiving, Nate Gonzalez, our leading wide receiver, had 3 with 34 yards. Connor Arndt had 1 for 34 yards. Emery Snyder had 2 for 30. Tackles, Joe Peters had 7, leading the team in tackles, and it was a big night for Joe. His grandfather passed away this week, so it was special for him to have a good game. Maverick Nance on 6 tackles, Ben Puckett on 6, Jack Gill on 5, and then a couple big sacks. Vinny Incremona 2 weeks in a row. He had 2 sacks, and Joe Peters had 1. So excellent night statistically for the Spartans. We got a lot of guys in and came away from Sand Springs with a victory.
All right, so one more non-district game. We got 2 weeks, so a bye week coming up. Chance to work on some things and get some rest.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll shorten our practice script up just a little bit. We'll limit some of our meetings so our guys can kind of rest up, and then we'll begin to install our game plan for Choctaw. And so we're going to have a good week of practice. We're going to do some conditioning on Friday to emulate game scenarios so we don't lose our game shape over the week off. And I know our guys are going to be excited. They've been playing hard. They've been training hard, and we're looking forward to a great week of practice.
And Choctaw, obviously defending champions, it's in 6A too. A very familiar program to the Spartans.
Yeah, we are very familiar with them. We've played them in state championship games. We've played them in district play when we were in 6A2, and their defense coordinator, Brad Clark, was our defensive line coach for so many years over here. So a lot of similarities, a lot of familiarity, and they're going to come prepared. They're going to be ready to go. They always are. We've played some excellent ball games out here.
All right, so Bixby with the bye week, and then taking on Choctaw at home. We're going to come back with your player of the week when we come back.
Hi, I'm Macy, and I'm a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing you'll love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is the Dijon mustard with the pretzel bun. The Dijon mustard gives it a kick. It's a new fall flavor that fits right in.
Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Looking for better home internet? At BTC Broadband, we've proudly served Bixby for more than 100 years, connecting our community's homes, schools, and businesses. We're your local source for fast, reliable home internet, with plans starting at just $47 a month. Get reliable service and speeds up to 1 gig on our growing fiber network, backed by friendly, local support you can count on. Call 918-366-8000 to sign up today.
My name is Laura Montgomery. I'm head football coach at Bixby High School. Dr. Nowlin has treated me personally with Invisalign. As a football coach, I appreciate teamwork. When you go to Dr. Nowlin's office, it's teamwork at its finest, from leadership all the way down.
Nowlin Orthodontics, transforming smiles, free consultations, and 0% financing.
It's time for our Now in Orthodontics Player of the Week. Senior Tyler Wright, senior receiver and safety. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Let's talk about your season so far. Just kind of give us, a couple games in, what the season has been like, and we'll talk about your great game at Sand Springs. But so far, how do you think it's going?
It's going great. Started off pretty good, and we're just continuing to build every week and get better.
Well, Sand Springs seems to bring out the best in you, at least in their stadium. Talk about some of the big plays. You had a huge night the other night, pick sixes, interceptions, I think 3 picks. And sophomore year, you didn't do too bad over there as well. So something about that place seems to light you up.
Yes, sir. I'm not sure what it is. It just happened to play really good whenever I go play at Sand Springs.
All right, offense, defense. We're going to get to which you like better. But we're going to start talking about offense. Obviously, receiving, you get into the mix quite often. What do you like about playing offense? How do you feel like you fit in this offense, which is pretty potent?
Yeah, yes, sir. I feel like I'm a playmaker, so I feel like they come to me when they need to play, need something to happen, need something to do something. I feel like I'm that guy.
Well, how hard have you worked to get it down to a T, because you have to be efficient in this offense,
yes,
to be out there, so you got to have a head for it as well. Talk about that.
Yes, sir, for sure. Man, it's just both, like with defense and offense, you got to prepare, just mainly the preparation, knowing what you got to do, what's got to be done, and don't mess up.
All right, so you got some playmakers on offense. You guys are putting up a lot of points, experience in a lot of places. Defensively, that's where you first got on the field as a sophomore. So we're going to ask the question, what you like better. But let's talk about the defense so far, just overall, what you think you guys have looked like.
Yeah, yes, sir. We're looking really good. I like where we're headed here, and we got a bunch of dudes on the defense that are. It's gonna be tough to mess with us for sure.
Playing well, and I do know the responsibilities in this defense, because there's some complexities to it, and how much of a responsibility is there for a safety in this defense?
Yes, sir. I take pride in making sure everyone's where they need to be, and that the defense is all good. But Coach Flo says all the time, do your job and make sure your job is done, and then everyone else will hopefully do theirs.
And be ready to make that fit. Yes, where you need. Offense, defense, and a lot of success you had the other night. But if you had to talk about what you like the best, I know this is a tough call.
Yeah, it's a tough call. I love both of them for sure, but I love both of them. I can't really come down to a decision there.
Okay, all right. So we'll just call it a tie between offense and defense. Now you're getting some attention here, being recruited, and you've got coaches that will reach out to you. So far, what's that like?
It's great. Making connections with a bunch of these coaches, and I have 3 offers right now, and just excited to keep this going and keep on making relationships with coaches.
All right. Well, you keep on doing that. Have a great year, Tyler Wright. Thanks for stopping by.
Sure.
And that is our Now in Orthodontics Player of the Week. We're going to head to the youth side of the ball here, our youth team of the week, when we come back.
People think we just pick up garbage, but what we're really doing? Powering homes, fueling progress, building a cleaner Tulsa one truckload at a time. American Waste Control, presenting sponsor of the annual Tulsa Christmas Parade and proud sponsor of Bixby Spartan football. Come out and cheer for our Bixby Spartans with your local waste and recycling hauler at each home game.
Hi, I'm Macy, and I'm a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing you'll love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is the Dijon mustard with the pretzel bun. The Dijon mustard gives it a kick. It's a new fall flavor that fits right in.
Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Some build legacies on the field.
He's around the edge. He's in. The Spartans win the state championship.
While others build them over your head. But if you want a winning roof, call Conrad's Roofing.
Welcome back, and it's time for our TTCU Youth Team of the Week. We head to fourth grade silver, and Trey Myers, the head coach, joins us on the show. Trey, welcome in.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's talk about your season so far, just right out of the chute. You got 2 games split, and talk about those.
Yeah, we're about 500 right now, so we're 1-1. Not exactly where we want to be. Honestly, obviously, we want to be undefeated, but the boys are learning, they're having fun, and they're gaining traction. So that's all we can really ask for right now.
Well, with this team so far, offense, defense, we're going to look at some highlights, and you might talk. We'll start with offense, Trey, and talk about what you run and some of the key players.
Yeah, so on offense, I wouldn't just just shout out one player. I would just say it's a team game, and the boys are really, just having fun. But right now, we're really focusing in just on the basics. We have one primary set that we're running out of, 11 personnel, and we're gaining ground there, and the boys are learning. So just excited about what they're doing so far.
Let's talk about I don't know exactly what the differences would be between third and fourth, but they've had a year of 11-man football under their belt. And what's that next step up to fourth grade look like?
Yeah, the game just moves a little bit faster, right? Because you got some boys that have experience, and you still have some kids that have never played the game before, and it's honestly just getting everyone to mesh together. I think that's the big thing. So game moves a little bit faster. Eventually, it starts slowing down for the kid roughly about week 5, and once we get there, we're looking forward to seeing some true results out of our kids.
Let's take a minute and talk about your defense.
Yeah, defense is looking good. I mean, obviously the defense is going to come along a lot sooner than the offense does. That's true at all levels, right? And no exception here. But right now we're just flying around, and kids are making a lot of tackles and having turnovers and just having fun getting after it.
All right, Trey, the season so far, you mentioned a split, and you've got some things you guys are trying to work on. I know there's a lot of help. The Bixby Youth Football Association seems to do a great job with supporting you guys, and obviously there's a little synergy with the high school. Talk about that for just a minute, what it's like to work with BYFA.
Yeah, it's been great. Like between the synergy between BYFA and then also the high school, you can just see that this is a community that really cares about sports, right, and really cares about their youth. The high schoolers are coming back and giving to the little guys, and the little guys are looking forward to continuing to work with them and seeing and honestly wearing those colors one day. But it's been great, and working back with BYFA has been everything that I thought it would be so far, and just look forward to continuing to give back to the community and these kids.
Trey, we look forward to the success rest of the year. Thanks for stopping by here.
Appreciate it.
All right, Trey Myers.
Thank you.
And Bixby fourth grade silver. That will do it for this edition of the Bixby Spartan Football Coaches Show. Bye week coming up. We'll see you next time. Proud sponsors of the Bixby Football Coaches Show are Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Conrad's Roofing. When every nail counts, call Conrad's Roofing. Waldo's Chicken, where it's always made from scratch. BTC Broadband. Stay connected with us. American Waste. Big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Now in Orthodontics. Transforming smiles. Roush Coleman Homes. Improving quality of life, one home at a time. Oklahoma Promo. Products that inspire. Mabry Bank. Because you matter. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. The results you want, the care you deserve. TTCU. Life is better in balance. And by Explorer Pipeline.